I was not always this strong guy you see. I went through a lot of hard times in my life to get here today. And a story I'll tell you with real quick. So I came home one day from working at a job called Ecolab where I sprayed for cockroaches. Made $1,000 a month, weighing 300 pounds. And I got home and I watched a show on Discovery Channel of guys carrying boats and logs, Navy SEAL training. And I decided to make a change in my life. And I called the recruiter up and he asked me these questions. He had to meet a certain age, like a certain height and weight limit. I was 6'1" and 300 pounds. He laughed at me. 7 other recruiters laughed at me. One recruiter finally said, "Come on in, I'm too busy to talk to you on the phone." He didn't know how much I weighed. I walked in the recruiter's office and he looked at me and he said, "You're fat and you're black. Got someone to be a Navy SEAL." He said I basically had to lose 106 pounds in less than 3 months because of my age. I was getting too old. I came back 3 months later, 106 pounds lighter. Thank you.
All I knew was just pain and just like struggle. I was like, this is what it is. I gotta be hard. I gotta like fucking prove myself all the time. I wasn't like my real self, man. So I was like, man, what happened to me? Like, what can I do right now? Like, I want to do better. So my friends, they got the cars, they're successful, and I'm just a bum. And everyone hated me in my neighborhood. Everyone knew that I was like gonna end up in jail or dead. No one really cared about me. So I was like, I need to go. I need to get help. And my mom was like, you need to go to this rehab. And I was like, why? It's just like, well, because you're gonna fucking die. And I was like, I know. I don't care. Because I did it. But at the same time, I did. I was like, there's that question, like, what if I could change, dude? What if I could change my life?
What was the first part of that quote again?
Everything changed for me when I realized we're not meant to feel excited and perfect all the time.
Yeah, this was the idea of pursuing happiness, not leading to happiness. You know, you pursue things that have meaning in life and things that you care about. You know, love, challenges, relationships, and happiness might ensue, but you don't pursue the happiness itself because it's inevitably not going to be there all the time. So if you're just constantly seeking more happiness and it's not there, then you're seeking something that's never going to be there. But if you're able to just stick in what you're doing right now, and in those hard times, believing they're going to lead to good times, it just creates a lot less friction in your life, you know? And I think whenever we're going through a hard time, we just want it to end. But it's those moments that allow us to appreciate the good ones.
They say the greatest achievement of somebody comes right after their worst defeat. When they hit rock bottom, hit the bottom of the barrel, they got nothing left. Everyone's given up on them. They've lost all their worldly possessions. They're dead broke on their back. It's at that point, guys, when everything's lost, that everything can be gained. There's no more ego there, is there? They let go of, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? What if I don't what if this person rejects me? The animosity, the pressures of society, they let it all go because they've lost it all. They're just now left with the intestinal fortitude, the pride within. Do I want to stay on the bottom of this barrel or do I climb the fuck out of this hole? And that is a spark of what it turns out to be their greatest moment, their greatest hour. We can live that way, guys. Imagine the life you can live when you let go of the thought of failure.
It's never too late. Just come back to the Lord Jesus. It's never too late, just come back. You know what Satan will do when you try to come back to the Lord? He will put every negative thought possible in your head to stop you from coming back. The first thing that is gonna come back to you, it's too late, it's not working, nothing's working out, look at me. How many times have I asked for forgiveness? How many times I repented and I said, Lord, I'm not gonna do it again, and I did it again. I am so ashamed of myself. I hate myself. I can't stand myself. You know what? I'm not going to church. All of this, Satan is talking, not you. I can assure you, guarantee you. Oh, Satan is very cunning. Very deceptive. And by the way, he exists, okay? If some people think this is delusional, they are delusional. And they're being deceived by Satan. He does exist, and he is the ugliest thing you could ever come across. Very ugly, very poisonous.
There's something poetic about a 39-year-old man winning New Artist of the Year. I don't know where you're at in your life or what you're going through, but I want to tell you to keep going, baby. I want to tell you success is on the other side of it. I want to tell you it's going to be okay. I want to tell you that the windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror for a reason, because what's in front of you is so much more important than what's behind you.
It's never too late. If you're alive, you can get better. If you're alive right now, you can improve your condition. You can improve your situation, and it starts with improving the way you think. That's the most important thing. The way you think of things, the way you address things, you've got to change that. And you got to look at things objectively, and you got to be brutally honest with yourself. And the more you bullshit yourself, the more it's going to be difficult. You're literally throwing weights on your back and making it harder to move forward.
The harder you go, guys, the harder you go, the more you get out of it, man. You're going to live the fucking once, man. Why waste a minute of it? You guys will realize one day, the most valuable asset you had, the most valuable asset on earth, is a depreciating asset of time. And the more you waste it, the more you're saying, fuck it, I don't care about living. Wrong answer, man. Wrong answer today, wrong answer tomorrow, wrong answer twice on Sunday. Again, guys, here with a fucking purpose. There's a reason you're here. If you don't have a reason to be here, and your actions here won't have a result, you're wasting your time. Don't come here and just love tap it like you do at work. Fucking, this is your life, man. Fucking hit it with some fucking passion. How you going somewhere in life?
I say this all the time, but we all overestimate what we can do in a year and underestimate what we can do in 5. If we start making shifts today, we get to see results down the road. If you eat too much today, you won't be overweight tomorrow, but you could be in a year. If you spend too much money today, you won't be broke tomorrow, but you could be in a year. But the complete opposite is true. If you start implementing these tiny little shifts, tomorrow morning you just wake up and say, I'm thankful for 2 people I'm sending 1 email. 1 email, 1 text message, 1 phone call tomorrow. Will you be happier for the rest of your life tomorrow if you do it once? No. But if you do it each day, it builds momentum. You don't go to the gym once and get in shape. You go to the gym all the time. You start practicing gratitude, practicing being thankful, practicing being the observer of your thoughts and not letting them screw you up for the day, practicing on what you get to do for the day, practice that set the intention for a day that makes sense. Practice that don't let yourself get sucked in by negative people or people with bad advice. All these little things that sound so simple and like, oh, Dean, I knew that years ago. But are you doing it?
One of the strongest reframes for suffering is that it gives you the opportunity to create evidence of the person who you want to be. And so it's like, I cannot say that I'm the type of man who can withstand hard things without having gone through hard things. And so this hard thing that has occurred that was not of my choice can still be something that serves me and my ultimate goal to become the type of man who can do these things. And so reframing suffering as opportunity to create more proof, I think, is really, really strong. Because we are ultimately just the behaviors that we do. But we also ascribe our narratives to why we do those things, which may or may not be true, but we do ascribe those narratives. And so being able to say, like, this is going to be an amazing story was one of the things that got me through the earlier parts of the gym days when there wasn't any evidence. And I could say, hey, this was many years of my life. Because if it had happened overnight, how unrelatable would that story be? And the reason that we don't tell stories of the prince who just goes up to the girl and she says yes and they lived happily ever after is a very terrible story. And so I think at the end of our lives, we would much rather have the twists and the turns and the depths of character and then the triumph and then like this is a story that's far more interesting.